Alright, you delightful human beings, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka That Variety Nerd, and today we're gathered here to watch our stories. We're here to watch Monday Night Raw. This week they're live in Boston. And speaking of Boston, and as of the time of recording this on March 23rd, so long as nothing drastic changes or anything drastic happens, I will actually be going to Boston. I've never been to New England or the northeastern part of the country before, so I'm very excited to go, and I'm just excited. It'll be a good time. So we'll see you in a few weeks, Boston. I'm excited. If you're in Boston or have been to Boston, leave any and all recommendations below. All of that good stuff. We got Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. The FAF5 shirt is actually a thing. The whole Ticketmaster situation, y'all. Oh man, we have been on a Ticketmaster for a while, but there was like that whole lawsuit that happened, and now the states are going after Ticketmaster. I think they're up to like 30 states that are going after Ticketmaster. It's just a whole thing, and I guess TKO got involved in that whole situation too. So yeah, like I just Ticketmaster prices have just been insane over the last couple of years, but like we have been keeping tabs over here on the channel. I mean, we're also seeing it in real time with WrestleMania struggling to sell like last year. I think it's a combination of everything going on like economically, but also I don't think that people are factoring in that they're doing 2 years in a row in Vegas, and people are kind of getting priced out of going to Vegas on top of that. And again, so long as nothing crazy or drastic happens, we will be going to SummerSlam up in Minneapolis, not WrestleMania in Vegas. That's gonna have to wait a little bit, to say the least, because WrestleMania is a whole different beast to save up for, because I'm like, oh god, if this took like almost a year to save up for SummerSlam, it's probably gonna take a minute to save up for WrestleMania. The whole Ticketmaster situation too, it's like it's one of those situations where it's like I feel vindicated in like noticing the patterns, especially over the last couple of years, but it's like I don't want to feel vindicated for stuff like this when it's like not good things. Like listen, we have posted what we've paid for the tickets and so forth, and we have been tracking the patterns over the last few years and stuff like that, at least the last couple of years, because we went to a lot of shows last year especially, and then we had to get the tickets, of course, back in 2024 for like at least SmackDown here in Cincinnati, and then later on for Royal Rumble, and then the SmackDown before Rumble and stuff like that for 2025. So we had a lot happening in 2025, to say the least. So like I've been keeping tabs, y'all. I've been keeping tabs. Again, one of those situations where I don't want to feel vindicated, but I feel somewhat vindicated with the Ticketmaster shenanigans. So we could just go on a full-blown tangent on Ticketmaster. I've been wanting to do that for a minute, but my god, Ticketmaster is the worst, and I will stand by that. But nonetheless, we're here to watch our stories on Monday Night Raw. I've yapped on too much. Let's just jump into whatever the heck Paul Heyman's going to go on about to kick things off with Brock and that whole situation that happened last week with Oba Femi. There's a lot happening this week, and next week they're in Madison Square Garden, I believe. Interesting that they're at the Garden in Boston, and next week they're going to another garden at Madison Square Garden. Nonetheless, let's just jump right into it. So as per usual, grab your snacks, grab your choice of beverage, get comfy and cozy, make sure that you're taking care of yourselves, make sure that you're taking care of your mental health, make sure that you're looking out for each other, and for the love of God, do not fall for a grift, pyramid scheme, etc. So on that note, let's just jump right into it, people. Oh, good Lord, Paul. Why can't I rewind? What the heck? I can't rewind? What is this? Why can't I rewind these? Why can't I rewind this? Sir, am I missing something? Am I turning into an old head? I might be turning into an old head in real time at the ripe age of almost 30. Wow. So I can't rewind? When did this start? We used to be able to just pause and rewind this stuff. Wow. So I missed all of Paul Heyman's shenanigans, and maybe that was for the better. I don't know. Just listen to the people go crazy for Oba, though. Oh, my Lord. Again, with the Vision being in the title situation tonight, I suspect this is not going to be the last time we see good old Paul Heyman. Look at like Brock just like all giddy about just like being in there with Oba Femi. Like, look at this. Like when we talk about having like some of the more established talent working with like newer people, like this is what I'm talking about though. Again, I'm not a Brock person. We've established this on the channel, but like this is a moment. The people are like standing up and everything. Like this is what the people want, or at least that's what I want. Here we go. He got out of the F5 and he just sent him over the top rope. Nope. I mean, I know I said this like last week, but like given the whole situation at hand, I think Oba kind of needs to beat Brock at WrestleMania. I'm like, oh, well, it'll be great because he's in this big feature match, but he needs to win this thing. Listen to Paul. He's like losing his marbles out there. He's like, please, no. No, like, you can see when Brock's, like, invested in something or not. That's usually when some of the better Brock stuff tends to be, is, like, when he just looks like he's actually invested into something. You can tell that he's into this, right? Again, if we're gonna have somebody like Brock Lesnar where it's like, okay, like, we need to focus on some of the fresh people, but, I mean, this is kind of a perfect balance, right? Again, somebody more established, somebody that people know who they are, right? And this up-and-coming person, and, like, Oba Femi just, like, he is, like, the people have him. Like, he's got all the intangibles, right? And like the people are into this dude. There's no other way around it. They're into this dude. And isn't that what we want, is like more fresh people, right? Like, I know that Oba obviously was on NXT, but like this is what I'm talking about. Like, we need more people that are like fresh and elevated and all that. That, like, you know, we need new stars, right? Like, that's always been something that we complain about all the time in our little wrestling bubble, right? But we got to see what happens moving forward. I caught nothing of Paul Heyman's weekly antics, but I suspect he's going to be on later tonight. So, for now, I'll give all this a thumbs up. All right, everyone, we've got the Usos defending the tag team titles against good old Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Every time I just see Logan Paul, I just get mad at this point. All the problems as of late, the Vision's just always been a problem in the first place. It had potential, but then it's just been a disaster. Like, again, we now that Seth's out of the mix, like, with the Vision as its, like, leader or whatever, like, there hasn't been, like, a vision for the Vision. The Visionless Vision, as we like to call them around here. With Seth and the decoy dudes. That's what we've established. I don't need to hear Logan Paul screaming that much. Like, nobody needs that. Nobody wants that. We ate... He's like going like, we ate, like, what are you eating? Like, you barely did anything. This freaking dude, just what is this? Alrighty, everybody, we're back from the break. Logan Paul and Jimmy, they're trying to get to their corners, and success. We got Jey and Austin Theory now in the match. Wait, the title's not being defended? I thought this was a title match. Okay. Was that not a title match like last week? I'm like pretty sure this was for the titles at first. Am I losing my marbles? No, I'm pretty sure they said it was for the tag team titles last week. Well, Austin Theory just took off Jay's shirt, I think, and just threw it. He threw something. I don't know what he just threw, but he threw something. Let me guess, a spear? There we go. That spear from Jey just throws me off every single time. Oh, that's the turnbuckle padding. Okay, that makes sense. I probably missed something during the break, right? Oh, there's stupid idiot. Joyous occasion. He's got the brass knuckles, and we've got LA Knight coming out here. What? Another dude who has vision problems? What? I mean, like, as in the Vision. Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that. Wait a second here. So Jey put the knuckles on his hand and went for the DQ and went after Theory? Oh, boy. We got more tension between the Usos, presumably. He has not been the same since Roman got back. Oh, Jay's going back in there. I can't necessarily be mad at Jey for going after Logan Paul, to be honest. Not 100% sure what's going on with the reaction there. I'm all confused, because, like, shouldn't we be cheering for this? Because, like, the Vision, they're kind of the bad guys, right? It doesn't feel like we're on the road to WrestleMania, Michael Cole. I'm on the road to just, I don't know at this point. But either way, we had an LA Knight appearance. The ending was confusing. I understand what they're trying to do with having Jey getting emotional and stuff again. But I am just so confused at this point. I thought we had a tag team title. I'm losing all sense of the plot just like they are at this point. I don't know. All right, well, I'm sure we're probably going to get some answers throughout the night because Roman's on the show, Punk is on the show, and the Usos are around, LA Knight's floating around, and we saw him with the Usos just now and last week on the backstage thing. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm surprised that, like, Seth wasn't actually, like, getting involved in this whole situation, because wasn't he the one that was trying to go after the Vision? I don't know what's going on here at this point. Anyway, this whole situation happened, and I'm just getting more confused as the episode goes on. Okay, so, like, Becky's out here, and she's making all the sense in the world here. How am I supposed to boo her for taking time off to go spend time with the family? You know what? I'm proud of that title too. I've been liking the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, if we can get that same energy across all the women's titles, I'd feel a lot better about it. But it takes two to tango, Becky, remember. Are we getting the rematch at WrestleMania? Because I think that's where this is going, right? Oh no! Oh Oh no! Her daughter was singing the song. Listen, it's a catchy song. There we go. Becky's back to being Delulu. Becky, we were with you for a few moments there. Yeah, but you needed the Divas era to get to the modern era. That's how it works, whether we agreed with anything that was going on at the time or not. And AJ really wasn't like a diva, but like she was just in that time period. Becky's like, I'm out of here. I'm taking the mic with me. And now she's skipping. Never change, Becky. Never change. Okay, AJ's got a mic now. Accurate. AJ's just going to town here. We're here for it. Okay. Oh. I mean, hey, at least we're tying things all together again. Let's go. We got the women's IC title at WrestleMania. Look at that. See, that's what I'm here for. Again, this is one of these situations where I'm okay with whoever wins this. Well, she had to retire. That was pretty much what happened, right? Okay, now I'm a little scared here. I don't care. I'm looking forward to this. We'll have Becky versus AJ too, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. This should be good. Wow, okay, we have 3 women's singles matches so far, which is great, but this is the one I'm looking forward to the most, even though we technically already saw it. All right, we got the Usos and LA Knight backstage. More tension. Anyway, I will give all this a thumbs up. I was thoroughly entertained. Looking forward to this matchup at WrestleMania. Alrighty, friends, so we've got Grayson Waller versus Javon Evans, so this could get kind of good. Again, Grayson Waller is pretty good in the ring and he's entertaining, so this should be good because, I mean, we've got him, we've got Javon. There goes Javon. So I caught at the start of the show that Javon Evans was like walking in and then he ran into iShow speed. So like that happened too. And again, the people are really into Javon too. I don't know if I would say respect there, but maybe a little bit of restraint, or he just doesn't want to help out Grayson Waller. It's one of the two, or both. Oh, there we go. Tension with Grayson and Kofi now. And now Javon's on the commentary table with a headset. We appreciate you, Javon. Alrighty, people, here we go. We're back from the break. Javon Evans gonna get some good offense. Ooh, I heard that. I heard that. And I heard that. See, thank you, Michael Cole. He corrected himself. It's about sticking the landing and making sure that everyone's okay. Oh, well, Javon just caught Grayson right there. I'm like pretty sure I used to have that move that Grayson just did where he did like the somersault thing, like as one of our finishers at some point on the 2K game. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know if it was on the channel or not, but like, I'm pretty sure I used that as like a finisher or something in one of the video games. Oh God, the video game. God. Y'all, I have so many qualms right now. Just so many qualms. Oh, he just backflipped off of the top turnbuckle there. Oh boy. That just happened. That just happened. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Grayson's done. Well, Javon Evans picked up the win, and I actually like this match. This was a good little match right here. Again, it did what it needed to accomplish. Grayson got in some good offense, and Javon Evans just continues to just be awesome. I don't know how else to word it. I hope that Grayson gets to be on his own soon, too. Just because, like, again, I just think that he's just kind of better off on his own at this point. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to give all this a thumbs up. Okay, so apparently Paul Heyman, forgot that he had some TV time. That's how they explained it on commentary. See, no, this is what happened. They probably caught whiff that I missed Paul Heyman's opening shtick at the very beginning of the show, and so they had to bring him back out here. That's what happened, right? I'm having a really bad night. I think that's an understatement. You're stressed out, Paul. Relegated to a contractual appearance. Like, isn't that how contracts work? There's no one left for me to hide. He said it. He said it. He said it. Unless you've got something up your sleeve, Paul. You usually do, right? Okay, so this is going to be the Seth Rollins situation, right? Despite the character that I portray... He said that. Despite the character that I portray on television, he's a man that's been pushed too far, but he's kind of done this to himself to a certain extent. Paul, I wouldn't stand a chance either in a match. Don't feel bad. That's why I'm here on my couch. Desperate times come with desperate measures, right? I smell shenanigans. You want Seth out here, but I smell shenanigans. Please tell me we get the decoy dudes. Okay, we have somebody in a hoodie. Is that Seth? Paul, like, look over to the side. Look next to you, Paul. Oh my God, Paul, quit yelling at the people and turn, like, sideways. There we go. The police are out here now. Yeah, like, they're just telling him to get down. Like, what are we doing? Is this Paul Heyman's little plan? Like, I'm so confused. Is Paul just trying to get Seth arrested or something? Because that's what it's looking like. Wait, what? There was a restraining order on Seth since when? Did I miss something? I feel like I'm saying that a lot this week. Oh my lord. Paul Heyman is just going off the rails here. He's like bringing up Becky and like divorce and child protective services. Like, he said he was going to adopt his daughter. What? I mean, that's reasonable enough to go after Paul Heyman. Paul, this man has completely, like, just lost his marbles. I thought I was losing my marbles watching this week's episode. Paul Heyman has gone off the rails, everybody. And I know I say that basically every week, but, like, my God, this dude went off the rails this week. Paul, you kind of deserved that one after what you were going on about. Look at this man laughing and everything. Man, Paul, you really suck. Tag me in. I got this. See, this would be the one case where I might have a little bit of an advantage here. As long as the Visionless Vision isn't around, I might have a chance against Paul Heyman. But nonetheless, Paul has completely gone off the rails. This man needs sleep. He needs water. He needs to be hydrated. And I think he needs a break. Because he's just completely broke here. I think my lower third is pretty apt for this week, nonetheless. I'm still going to give this a thumbs up because Paul Heyman that man is off the rails, people. That man has been off the rails for a minute, but he is certainly off the rails if he wasn't already. We're a couple minutes late into the match, but that's okay. We were having some little tech problems and that sort of thing. And I guess this is where we're going to the break, right? Yep, we're going to the break. Alrighty, friends, we are back from the break, and we've got Bayley and Kyrie. And Asuka and Kyrie, they were going to get into a bit of a disagreement there, and got Bayley to get the tag into Lyra. Again, I feel like over the last couple of years, it just feels like the women's tag team division and just tag team situation has been kind of an underrated part of WWE when you really look at it. I mean, look at how many overarching threads there that we had for a little while. And it just seems like kind of the perfect spot where like people are kind of in between things and just, needing to get some stuff going on with their characters. I don't know. I'm just enjoying it. And I felt that way really since the whole like Naomi and like Bianca and Jade situation. That's where I think things started to take off, right? Like when they were all together in the group. So it's been onward and upward since then. At least that's how I see it anyway. Oh, huge elbow from Bayley. Oh, Asuka kicked out. Oh! Bayley was gonna go for an elbow drop and landed on the commentary table. That just didn't end well, but Lyra had her back there. Lyra's in the right direction there. She just took out Asuka and Kyrie, brought Kyrie back inside the ring. I think Lyra's got an opening, and that's it. There's the Nightwing. I like that move, by the way. I like the Nightwing. But I mean, hey, Lyra picked up the win for the team, so the team won. That's got to be a win, right? I mean, it was literally a win, but you get the idea. But we'll have to see what happens moving forward. Overall, this was serviceable, did what it needed to accomplish. We continue the friction between Asuka and Kyrie. And I suspect those two are probably going to implode sooner rather than later. Maybe that's where EO goes for WrestleMania. Maybe we have that as the triple threat match. I could be totally wrong. But either way, this was still a serviceable match and it did what it needed to accomplish. So that's pretty much all I got. Alrighty, people, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We've got Penta versus Dom. JD's at ringside. Stephanie Vaquer went after Liv, and so they're fighting backstage. Raquel was in the back with Io earlier, so who knows what'll happen moving forward, right? Dom has his rematch against Penta here, so that's how we got into this whole situation. Alrighty, we're back from the break again. I'm like a minute behind, but that's because I needed to make sure that my OBS wasn't totally acting crazy. Dom's got the 619 lined up. JD's at ringside. We have no Finn Balor sightings, so I'm wondering if they're going to do that tonight or like hold it off the next week. Because again, they're already setting up next week because it's at Madison Square Garden. That got a boo from the TD Garden people, which is their garden. So many gardens. Oh, speaking of Finn, is that just the music or is he coming out? And Finn's back, everybody. Oh, I'm so excited. They referred to him as the prince. They refer to him as the prince. And I mean, hey, that's one way to win a match, Penta. That's one way to win. Dom went off the top rope and he got caught in the small package. Sneaky pin for the win. So Penta retained the title. There was a whole situation with him and Dragon Lee and I Show Speed, and then Speed got cursed by Danhausen. So that happened. I'm assuming this is going to be more of a story with Finn and Dom, right? Oh, he's got Dom. We are here for the Finn Balor solo arc of 2026. We manifested it. We got something right this year. Oh, JD. He just got Dom out of the way. Oh, but there's Finn. He just took both of them out. You got this, Finn. Oh, JD's back up, Finn. Look out. Oh, and Dom's going through the crowd now. That's fantastic. I suspect that's a Mania match right there, right? Oh, but JD's in the ring still. He's gonna make an example out of JD, right? This just makes my heart happy. This just makes me so happy. Finn's finally on his own, doing his own thing. Finally, clearly out of the Judgment Day. You love to see it. He's back to being Finn. Oh, this makes me so happy. Either way, the matchup was actually decent for what it was, but it was more about what happened after the match. So, just for Penta retaining the title and Finn being on his own and returning, we're gonna give all that a thumbs up. Oh, we heard everything, Punk. Yeah, Jay's unhinged. There's no other way around it. And we gotta keep our eyeballs peeled on LA Knight, presumably, right? Because he was interacting with them too. Punk, just go off, please. But it's interesting because we didn't really see the Usos with Roman. Important to note. Man, I'm kind of rooting for Punk in this whole situation, to be honest. Oh yeah, that was that whole situation last week where, like, he was calling Punk old. Like, that was all he had. I mean, he did give the 2-second warning there. The closed captions captured that, by the way. We're breaking the fourth wall again. I'm tired too, Punk. I really hope that we expand on that from last week, right? Okay, please expand on the old thing, Punk. Like, please. Why'd it bother you? That's fair. I feel like we said that too, to a certain degree too, right? But, like, why are we treating this as, like, getting older is, like, a bad thing? Like, we talked about this at nauseum last week. But again, we're seeing, like, maybe this is turning a tide or something. I don't know. See, thank you, Punk. I was hoping we were going to go this direction. Remember the Just for Men ads back in the day during Raw? Jesus Christ. See, like, Punk, we were on the same page with Punk last week. We were a little bit ahead here.
Ventura's ass on the mound, and he was still throwing no-hitters. Gordie Howe played professional hockey till he was 52 years old, and they call him Mr. Hockey. Well, I'm Mr. Game 7. The older I get, the more pressure I feel, and the more pressure I feel, the better I...
Like, again, we were just saying this, like, literally last week. Like, a lot of people on the roster are seeing some of the best years of their careers right now in their, like, 40s, right? Punk's certainly one of them. This has been a great stretch here for him. He was like, acknowledge me. That got me. Oh, that got me. Just the way that he said that was hilarious. I thank you, Punk. Thank you. That was hilarious. I needed that laugh. Again, this is exactly what I'm here for, to have a laugh on my couch. Oil and what, Punk? Oil and what? I think he said what he just said that. He just said that. I don't think any of us needed that visual. I love how Punk's embracing old man Punk, and I love that for us. There you go. Punk's like, I knew this was coming. He's just like going off. He was doing the like eating thing. Oh my god. We don't deserve you, Punk. We don't deserve you. I need to know what happens. Okay, Jay's got a mic. Jimmy's right backstage. So, I thought Roman was supposed to come out, right? Like, am I misremembering this? I feel like I've been asking that in, like, almost every segment tonight. Jay has officially just snapped. Once again, Jay's pacing back and forth, and he's all stressed out, and that was, like, when Jay was, like, in the bloodline and everything. Once again, like, aren't all these people, like, a few years, like, younger than Punk? Punk is just cracking me up in this whole situation. He's just fed up with everyone. Jimmy just always adds layers into these big main event moments, and I love that. Oh, he didn't care about the tag team titles, which means the Vision's gonna get the titles next week, right? Oh no. Oh no. Speaking of OTC, like, Roman was supposed to pop up, right? Like, was he not? Oh, Jay's about to snap. Okay, thank you, Jay. That's what I was wondering. Where is Roman? I ask every week too. Okay, now we got Roman coming out here now. Punk's reactions are just cracking me up. Oh god, I cannot. Is Roman gonna come out? Cause music just hit. Oh my god, Punk just has me just like crying right now. Okay, there's the OTC. Listen, I'm not ashamed to admit that I turned 30 in a few weeks. I'm ready to join my fellow senior citizens on the internet. It's so bizarre to me as somebody that's about to turn 30 that like people have just such a weird energy for people aging at this point, and I'm like, oh no, I'm seeing all kinds of craziness on the internet. It feels like we're going back to the 2000s. That was brutal. All right, speaking of brutal, I don't trust where anything's going. We got Roman and the Usos out here. Punk's just by himself. I don't like where any of this is going. Oh, I don't trust this. And Jey cost them the tag match because he blew up and got the knuckles. Don't listen to him, Jimmy. Don't listen to him. You don't have to tolerate his crap. Jey went right for Punk there. What wasn't Jimmy trying to warn Jey not to turn out like Roman for a while there? You know, we're missing somebody from earlier tonight, right? Because, like, again, wasn't LA Knight kind of dealing with the Usos, like, earlier this evening, too? Mostly because of the Visionless Vision situation, but still. He's been on to everybody for a while now, too, right? Same thing with Punk. Listen, I'm trying to hold out some hope for my Eras Tour match at some point. Jey is just going off. He is just, like, losing his marbles. But Roman did not keep his eyes off the prize. So Jey went after Punk first, and Roman had to clean up Jey's mess just now. He's telling Roman to go after him, and I'm like, what is Jimmy going through right now? Oh, right into the post. Well, I think we're not going to see Mr. Punk for a week or two, right? I don't know, but oh my lord. Roman snap, Jey's snap, Jimmy's still relatively as cool as a cucumber. And nonetheless, there was somebody that was sort of onto something this entire time, and that was LA Knight. Like, you literally cannot trust anybody on this show. But this was a story. I'm here to watch my stories. I think this was a little bit stronger than, like, last week, I think, just because, like, this was kind of a tipping point, right? Like, I feel like, again, we had to have last week to set things up for this week. But this just imploded. Where it's, like, this personal and everybody just implodes pretty much. Like, this is sort of, like, a moment that, like, feels more like a road to WrestleMania moment, right? Because, like, the build towards WrestleMania has not felt like the road to WrestleMania. Like, I will be 100% real here. This, and so far, what's been going on with, like, Cody and Randy, like, those have been it. Punk's, like, laughing about it. He's like, I'm not the one that needs help. Well, Roman needed the help from the Usos, and we faded to black there. Right, as Roman kind of had his head down and everything. Definitely an interesting situation there. Punk was just, like, living his best life, I swear to God. Oh my God, I just... just Punk doing the acknowledge me. That alone will get this whole thing a thumbs up. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope that we, you know, continue to circle back to things, because Punk's keeping this thing moving with the continuity at this point. I like how we handled everything from last week, because, again, we went on that tangent last week about, like, the old thing or whatever, right? I appreciated how we circled back to that and everything, right? And how we handled everything, right? Like, again, there is no shame in aging. And I could just kind of go on about, like, just how much problematic things that we are seeing, at least from a woman's perspective anyway, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I saw growing up in the 2000s kind of resurfacing in, like, way worse form. Like, and this is a topic that I can go on about with, like, women and aging and the age of social media and everything. And it's, again, timely because I turned 30 in a few weeks. So, like, we have been through some things and have seen a lot of things. So, like, that made everything feel a little bit more personal, just kind of connecting it back. But it does draw into that, like, whole situation, right? Like, Punk's the secure one. Clearly, Jey, Roman, they're not secure with anything that's going on, so maybe that's the dynamic that they're trying to tie into. We've been yapping too much probably about this segment, but this was by far the most interesting part of the show, was really everything that was going down throughout the show with, like, Roman and Punk and LA Knight and that whole situation there, but that and Paul Heyman going off the rails. I know I kind of did a little wrap-up thing, but we'll wrap things up all nice and neat, but either way, I'm going to give this a thumbs up. Well, friends, this was certainly an interesting episode of Monday Night Raw, to say the least. We had a lot happen. Finn Balor returned. We still had that brawl with, like, Stephanie and Liv. Penta retained the IC title. We had the big moment there with AJ and Becky and that whole confrontation. And I want to see what happens next week with Io and Raquel in regards to everything that kind of happened in the backstage area. I don't know if we're going to get, like, a triple threat with Io and Asuka and Kairi, but that's kind of where I've been thinking things are going with that whole situation. Where does LA Knight fit into this whole situation? Because, like, he was in that whole thing with the Usos earlier tonight. He's been involved with the Bloodline for 1,000 years. The Visionless Vortex for 1,000 years. The Bloodline Vortex for 1,000 years. Like, this man's probably just, like, fed up at this point with just seemingly everyone. But yeah, no, that whole situation, though, throughout the night with, like, Paul and Seth, that was just crazy with Paul just completely losing his marbles, right? I don't know when Braun and Bronson Brigade are coming back. I don't know how true it is. Again, we don't do the dirt sheets around here, and I once again, it's what it now. This is a case where I'm rightfully vindicated with the dirt sheet stuff, because there was a lot that happened over the weekend. But that's a whole separate thing in and of itself. Again, we consider the wrestling media more like entertainment or tabloidy kind of journalism-y things, if we even consider any of it journalism, to be honest. Listen, like that's a whole separate thing that we could chat about too. I feel like we've had a bunch of these things that popped up, like, oh yeah, no, I could talk about this for a while. But either way, we closed out the show on a pretty strong note with like just everything hitting the fan at the end there. It was one of those moments where I'm like, Punk is like one of my favorites on this show. Just for like everything. Again, just for that acknowledge me thing, I was like, yep, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to have a laugh on my couch on a Monday night. That's what I'm here for. So I want to see where everything goes moving ahead. They're in Madison Square Garden next week, so I suspect they're going to have like something go down next week. I don't know. But either way, I want to see where everybody's just so stressed out on this show. It's like, you can't trust anybody on the show. Everybody's stressed out. Like, yeah, we're totally on the road to WrestleMania, all right? Either way, let me know what you thought about this week's episode of Monday Night Raw down in the comments down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get notifications around here and that sort of thing. And it looks like y'all want me to cover the My Rises in 2K26. We'll be finishing up My Rise Series number 1 this week with Christina Bennett, and then I'm thinking we go to a heel one for next series, just to kind of keep things a little fresh and nougaty and interesting. I worked on the entrances for our 3 characters that we will be covering, all of which are returning from last year, but like, again, we treat everything like an anthology series, like, in general, where like nothing is connected to the previous games or anything like that. So like each character, if they're like returning, right, it's a completely different story. We start over fresh. We don't carry things over from like year to year. We don't do any of that, except for the characters themselves. It's just different versions of them. So there's that. Either way around, stay tuned for more My Rise here on the channel, because that was by far what y'all voted on the most. Again, I love the career modes, and as much crap as I've been giving My Rise this year, the more I'm like, at least it's not Red and Trey. Either way around, thank you all so much for tuning in. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff here on that channel, and I will see you all the next one.